What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'm gonna take you guys through my top 5 favorite mods that I have done to this truck so far. Mod number 1 is the exhaust. This truck is running MBRP's 4-inch catback exhaust. The Hemi engines sound so good, but the stock exhaust that they come with just really keep them very quiet and tamed. And for me, personally, I like to hear my truck, you know what I mean? I enjoy the sound of a little bit of a louder and exhaust, and I didn't want to go with anything too loud, too obnoxious. I kept in mind that I am going to be traveling, my family's going to be in here, so I didn't want it crazy loud. I didn't want a lot of drone. I'll speak a little bit about that when I show you guys the exhaust and how I mainly combated the drone that I had inside the cab by moving to an aftermarket exhaust. So the biggest thing that I faced, and my personal biggest complaint, is the in-cab drone. Now, when you put the exhaust on, it sounds really good, but where I disliked the exhaust was when I got on the highway and I got to cruising speed. So that was somewhere between, let's call it 60, 70 miles an hour. RPMs were a little bit on the lower side, just under 2K. And the drone that kind of came in the cab from the MBRP exhaust was annoying. So that had to change, and I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what I did. And very, very simply, I made a small modification to the MBRP system, which was on the section of pipe that goes up and over the axle. I cut out a small section of exhaust tubing, and I put in a performance resonator. And basically what it did is it took the drone noise and it really lowered it, and it took it completely away. So I kept the exhaust sound. It has a nice deep low note. It sounds really throaty, nice and aggressive. When I get on it, I hear it, but when I get to cruising speed, I don't have that annoying drone in the cab that is gonna drive me and my passengers crazy, because who wants that? I enjoy that kind of overall driving experience, being able to see, feel, and hear my vehicle. So that's why I opted to go with the exhaust. Maybe not for you, but anyway, I dig it. My second favorite mod, the Baja Design rear backup lights that I have on this truck. This truck is equipped with LED rear tail lights, and when you put it in reverse, it does light up the back okay. And when I say okay, I mean just okay. Since I do some trailering, since I've hooked up at nighttime, since there are certain areas in which I am backing up at nighttime and I don't have any like street lighting around me to help see, I wanted to have some lights in the back, so when I am reversing and backing up, I can see what's behind me, as well as if I am hooking up my trailer in the dark, with the flip of a switch, I can turn the lights on and just have a little bit more light, so I'm not using like a headlamp or a flashlight or my phone light or something like that. So let me show you those. So as you guys can see right here, this is the Baja Design S2 Sport LED light. The nice thing about it is it mounts right here on the corner of the bumper. You can adjust the angle so you can figure out where the light should shine best for you. It uses factory mounts right behind the bumper, so you don't have to drill, tap, or do anything like that. Very simple wiring harness. You can tap into the factory wiring harness that's already there, so that way when you shift into reverse, the lights will come on, as well as you have the option to run an auxiliary switch in the cab so you can toggle it on and off. Now on the truck, these are the factory LED lights that are built into the rear tail light. They really don't do too much when you are backing up as far as providing illumination. They obviously do okay for what it is for a taillight, but if you want any kind of ample extra lighting when you are doing any kind of nighttime hookups, reversing, these lights are absolutely awesome. They light up the way. I will take a quick clip so that way you guys can see, you know, the difference. What I'll do is maybe I'll tape these up so we don't get the light from the pods, and then I'll take the tape off so that way you guys can see how much light they're emitting. Can't do that right now. It's sunny out, so I gotta wait until nighttime, but check that out. My third favorite mod is the wheel and tire combo that I chose. For my wheel and tire setup on this truck, I decided to go with a set of Racine Hostage wheels wrapped in Nitto Ridge Grappler tires. One of probably the best modifications and the simplest that you could do to any vehicle is wheels and tires, man. You do any kind of aftermarket wheel and tire, and it just makes the vehicle that you are riding look completely different. The Racine wheels measure 20 by 10 with a 0 offset, and the Nittos come in at a size of 285/65 R20. Now, what does that tire equate to in inches? Because that's all metric. It basically comes out to a 34.8 high by 11.5 wide. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking to yourself right now, why didn't you just put 35-inch tires on the truck and just keep it nice and simple? And there was one main reason why I didn't put 35s on here, and that was because of the weight. It wasn't because of the cost. If you look at the cost of this tire size and you look at the cost of their 35-inch tire, they cost pretty much exactly the same. You're comparing apples to apples at this point, but the weight savings was different. So these tires weigh in at 63 pounds a piece, while if you get the 35-inch equivalent, which is their 35 by 11.5, that tire weighs in at 70 pounds. So by going with this version of the tire, I was actually able to save 7 pounds a tire all across the board. So you do 7 times 4, you guys can figure out the math. And that was definitely a deciding factor when I decided to choose this specific size. So it gave me the size and look that I wanted while not going too much overweight. My fourth favorite mod is my Extang tonneau cover. It is a hard shell tonneau cover that they offer. It folds into 3 pieces. Now, I decided to go with that cover over a soft shell cover for a few reasons. Number one is that if I want to leave something in the back of my truck and it has some value to it, I wanted to make it as hard as possible for whoever was trying to get in there to get to whatever item that is. Obviously, going with a hard shell cover, you can't just slit it open with a knife and get access in there. You would really have to work at it. Number two was to have the ability to utilize the entire bed of the truck should I have a need, which is why I chose this one. And I'll show you guys that in a minute, as well as to have some dry storage. My wife and my 2 kids are in the back and we are doing a bit of a trip. You know, we can't really throw stuff in the bed of the truck because if we're traveling and the weather is inclement, we don't want all our gear to get soaked. So that's where the cover came in. That's why I have it. It gives me plenty of dry storage that I have in the back. Let's check it out. So the nice thing about this cover, it is very low profile. The seams are very nice and very, very tight. There is pretty much no water that seeps into the truck, and maybe anything that does will basically follow the channels and then it'll drain out through the bottom of the bed through hoses that you can actually route through your tub. Now it is hard shell. You guys can spread about 500 pounds of weight evenly across the top of this thing. So when you guys come over here, if you guys can see underneath, and this is only on the driver's side, this is your first latch to be able to fold the cover back. And basically what you would do is you would just twist this latch, it would unlock it, and you can make your first fold. Now, on both driver and passenger side, you have these little cords, which you can see right here looped underneath. All you do is pull those down, and then you can make your second fold. That you can do on either side. And finally, you have this same pull here, which you guys can use to make your third fold. And that will put it in the full upright position. Now, on the rails from Extang, they have these nice little securing arms right here. And basically what you do is you would just unclip it, and as you guys can see on the inside of the cover, there is the little ball. You would clip that on there on both driver and passenger sides, and that will lock your cover in place. Getting to the end here, guys, my fifth favorite mod is the bed liner. Now, the bed liner that I have in this truck right now is LineX. I have used many different bed liners over the years, from LineX, Rhino linings, Raptor liner, Monster liner, you know, just random spray paint, spray can bed liner. Of all the different liners that they have, and from what I've even seen from factory liners that, you know, Ford, Ram, Chevy offer, you know, right from factory when you guys are getting these trucks, LineX, in my opinion, is the best and most superior product that they have out there. Now, I've used Rhino linings. Rhino linings is very, very good. They make a very nice product, but it just comes down to the texture and the overall quality and finish of the product. That's why I like LineX the best. The second reason, you know, why this mod is my favorite and why I would recommend not to get any kind of factory bed liner installed is the prep work that goes into making these bed liners stick and to doing it the right way is not just a 1, 2, 3 snap of the fingers and you're done. There is a lot of surface prep that needs to go in so that when they apply that bed liner application, it adheres and it stays and it doesn't peel or rip off the first time you throw something in the back of your vehicle. I have seen on people's vehicles where they've gotten the factory bed liner and they've thrown something in the back and the liner has peeled up. When you look underneath that liner, there is no surface prep. It is just straight, clean, glossy paint where they just sprayed the bed liner right over that. That, in my opinion, is a big fail, and manufacturers really need to stop doing this. But anyway, back to the LineX. LineX is an awesome product. I've used it for years. I actually had an old Ford F-250 pickup truck where not only did I have the bed of the truck LineX, I actually had the entire truck LineX. We used to throw rocks at the side of it. It is just a really awesome product. It dries hard, whereas Rhino linings maybe dries with more of a rubbery feel or a rubbery texture to it. And it just holds up to the years of abuse. It is an awesome product. It's a very simple mod. It's really not that expensive, but it's one of those things that if you do anything in the back of your truck, even if you just want to finish your look or just give you some safe protection so you don't scuff or, you know, get any nasty, funky rust in the corners and stuff like that, it is totally worth it. So as you guys can see, the door is fully LineX'd. Everything on the inside corners and seams, all the way to the back, everything is fully LineX'd, and it is nice. There's a lot of prep work. They got to remove, you know, sort of all the hooks, all the LED lighting, the switches. They got to tape it all off. They got to sand and scuff it all down really, really good, and then they apply and make that application. But this is a great product if you have a pickup truck. you need a bed liner. It's just stupid to not have one. And if you have the option, save yourself money. Don't get the factory bed liner. Get your truck, take it, get some aftermarket bed liner in there. So anyway, guys, that is a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed what you guys saw, definitely be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. But anyway, guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. God bless, and I'll catch you guys next time.